We are entering the summer months. Who doesn't love the longer days and beautiful sunshine? That also means it's the hottest time of the year. So it's extremely important to not only keep ourselves from suffering any kind of heat-related issues, but also make sure our four-legged friends of all sizes stay healthy during the warm weather. To get some summer tips for horses on this topic, we brought in Dr. Christopher Balt.
As we know, the summer months are coming, the temperature's getting hotter and hotter. And so one of the most important things to keep your horses healthy is going to be fresh water. You know, a horse, if it doesn't have access to water, can die within 3 days. The average horse will drink between 5 and 10 gallons of water just on a normal day. So a horse can lose anywhere between 2.5 to 4 gallons of sweat in a race. So when they're racing on a regular basis, they're losing a lot of fluid. And I know there's various ways of replenishing the fluid after post-race and things like that, but there's also great strategies. So we always want to make sure that the water troughs are full and clean. At our farm, everything's cleaned and washed every other day. If you have the temperature, there's a humidity and temperature index, and you add the two numbers together, and if it's over 150, so if it's 90 degrees and it's 60% humidity, that's 150. That is kind of a red banner day that it's going to be very careful for exercise with horses. When we don't ride our horses, we don't do things like that under weather because, you know, they have saddle pads and tack and things like that and a rider on them. And they're not athletic like the standard race horses, so a little bit better in managing the heat. But horses do perspire just like people. They have a tendency of, like humans do, losing a lot of the temperature through breathing out their nose. So we always want to make sure that the barns are well ventilated so they don't have any kind of nasal congestion. During the hotter months, they have more likely with pulmonary edemas and things like that. If you do notice a horse that's gone down a little bit, you can put a cooling sheet on them. If you do spray them down, it's okay to spray them down, but you always want to take it and you want to wipe off the excess with a sweat scraper, because actually water on top of a horse in the sun will actually increase its heat. Some people will also cool the legs like we do, cool the areas of the body where it's highly vascularized underneath the horse. Once again, you don't want the water to stay on there. So we want to, obviously, if a horse has been exposed to heat and he's fatigued, he's stumbling and things like that, we take him out of the element. We then try to cool him with a little bit of water, try to cool his legs, scrape off the excess, and see if we can get his breathing under control. But having clean water, access to it every day is one of the major keys. And I think we can't just rely on the post-race stuff. We have to get them ready so that there's less problems in the long run, because even issues like tying up and things like that can be caused by chronic dehydration. Off season and on season, you want to make sure that they've got wonderful access to water.
Thank you so much, Dr. Balt. We loved your tips about keeping our horses happy and healthy during the upcoming hot summer months. And just so our viewers know, Dr. Balt has several informative segments about so many interesting equine topics on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Posttime Show. And of course, if you would like to contact Dr. Balt, just log on to his website at drbalt.com.